You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Do us a favor, like, subscribe, and comment on the video. Subscribe to the podcast on whichever audio podcast you're listening to and give it a 5-star review. It costs absolutely nothing but keeps all of this free. And if you want more, you can join the Insiders program at the subtext link down below. No trolls, 14-day free trial, and the easiest way ever to cancel. Give it a try. And don't forget to check out a second listen on the network. Nearly every team, college or pro, is ready for you. One thing's interesting to me, and that was the role that Jalen Braxton played against LSU. To me, with my eye not paying attention to, it was like, hey, there's number 2. He looks to be playing that John Saunders slot corner role that John Saunders plays so well for Ole Miss over the last couple of years. Whenever the bubble screen was thrown, they blew it up. One time, he put the blocker straight back into the wide receiver that caught the ball. Jalen Braxton looks like he's pretty healthy. And that makes me wonder if he wasn't in line for more playing time anyway. Listen, this weekend, Ole Miss plays a bye. Next weekend, they play Washington State. That is where Kapina Gushikin came from. A really good player, really excited. He's going to play in that ball game. That's a game that Ole Miss is destined to win by a significant amount, and he's going to play. But Jalen Braxton and what he does, I think that slot corner position kind of sets up really nicely for him. Somebody that can body up. He has the length. He has the athleticism. And here's the thing. And this is just a rumor that's coming out of bye week practice. Because of an injury in the defensive backfield, somebody that played a lot early in the season got a little nicked up. I think Jalen Braxton is due to play a little bit more. This is not a Wally Pipp type situation, but it's worth paying attention to if Jalen Braxton gets on the field, because he's cross-trained at free safety. He's cross-trained at cornerback, and he's played slot corner. He can literally play all over the secondary wherever he's needed, which is a bonus in this college football world that we live in. You want to talk about making money. That's how you make money at this level now. So if it's not going to be Kapina Gushikin, which I don't think against Washington State it will be. I think it will against the Georgia Bulldogs. I don't know that Kapina Gushikin matches up with Georgia that well. He might surprise me. But looking at this defensive setup and the defensive secondary that has played extremely well, 4 out of 5 games, even the stats bear that out. The secondary's played really well other than that Arkansas game, and a lot of that had a chance to get lined up, whatever. It is what it is. But Ole Miss has a chance to be pretty good in the secondary, and they're playing against the Washington State Cougars. That isn't the best team. They gave up 59 points on the road at North Texas en route to a 59-10 loss. They also gave up 59 points to Washington in a 59-35 loss on their home field. This is going to be difficult with Washington coming cross country, or Washington State coming cross country, and all of the logistics that go on with that. Listen, we learned from the Arizona State coach that coming to Mississippi can be problematic for people. So everybody give thoughts and prayers to Washington State. But against Georgia, it's a little bit of a different area. You got Zach Branch. You've got several decent wide receivers. You got London Humphreys, who caught the big touchdown pass against the Tennessee Volunteers, and they are going to run the ball downhill. They are physically going to try and beat you. We'll talk about this as soon as the game gets on, but Georgia is going to try and physically win that game. They are going to try and beat you up. It's going to look like a different Georgia game than last year's was. They're going to try and recreate what they did in 2023. And that's fine. They should, if we're going to be completely honest about it. They should. But you need somebody like Jalen Braxton in the backfield because of his size, his speed, his athletic ability to go against the Georgia Bulldogs, in my opinion. We'll see how it goes. I think he's going to play a little bit more, but with Kapina Gushikin being a transfer from Washington State, that could put a little bit of a wrench in this situation. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, in our final segment, we want to give you a sneak peek at our sit-down interview with Chris Beard. The full interview airs tonight, but here's a taste. We talked 2025 expectations, the ever-tough SEC, and how Ole Miss plans to build on last year's Sweet 16 run. It's an inside look at the vision for Ole Miss Rebel basketball moving forward. You don't want to miss it. That preview is coming up next. All right, special thanks to Chris Beard for coming on. Reminder that full interview is going to air this afternoon, so pay attention to the YouTube page for that. You can also catch it on wherever you listen to podcasts, so check that out. Chris Beard, about 30 minutes. It'll be pretty awesome. Anyway, thank you for making Locked On Ole Miss your go-to source for Ole Miss sports. We pride ourselves on offering the most comprehensive perspectives, which is why we're the front door of Ole Miss, honestly. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. It helps the show, and it's totally free. Your support means the world to us. In another big moment for Locked On, college football fans, Locked On and Fire TV are presenting College Football Kickoff, your ultimate college football weekly preview. Drake Toll of Locked On Big 12 leads the conversation along two-time AP Coach of the Year, Gary Patterson, former college star Jesse Holley, and Locked On's local expert. A college football preview only Locked On can do. Catch College Football Kickoff every Thursday throughout the season, only on Fire TV. Hotty toddy, everybody. Remember, analytics is just the old English word that means bad football. We'll see you tomorrow.